All right, this week we're going to be learning about text structures and the way that texts are organized in nonfiction to help us better understand what the author is trying to teach us and why they use the certain organizations to convey information. So this is for the standard RI.3.3 and RI.3.8. Both of these are text structure standards. RI.3.3 is recognizing the text structures, distinguishing between them, relating them, deciding what kind of text structure it is. And RI.3.8 is when we get down to the nitty-gritty of each sentence, each paragraph, and how they're connected to each other. This is looking at how multiple text structures can be used in a single text. So getting the idea. When you read text, you may notice certain patterns in the sentences and paragraphs. Text can be organized in different ways. Well, text can be organized by time, order, or sequence. A sequence is an order of events. Words like first, next, then, before, after, later, and finally all help tell the order of events. When events happen at the same time, words like while, as, and at the same time can give you clues about sequence. Some texts, like recipes and instructions, need to be organized by sequence because they show specific steps. A recipe must be followed in the correct order for the food to cook or bake correctly and taste good. Look at this example. Here are suggested directions for making blueberry muffins. First, have an adult preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Then, place paper liners in cup sections of the muffin pan and set aside. Next, in a large bowl, mix together butter, eggs, salt, and sugar. In a separate bowl, blend flour and baking powder. Sift flour mixture into butter mixture and a little at a time, alternating with milk until flour mixture and milk are thoroughly blended into butter mixture. Add vanilla and mix well. Gently mix in blueberries. That word gently is key because if you don't, the blueberries get all smushed. Finally, pour batter into muffin cups and place on center oven rack. Bake for 25 minutes or until toothpick comes out clean when inserted in center of muffin. So we have learned about different types of text structures, so you should be able to remember sequencing, and this should be a nice, easy review for you this week as we look at sequencing and also cause and effect. So now we're looking at historical texts or events in history. Other texts, like texts about people or events in history, are organized by sequence to help show you the order of events. They usually show a beginning, a middle, and an end. As in the example above, pay attention to sequence words such as first, then, and next. Another way of organizing a text is by comparing and contrasting. To compare things means to show how they are alike. To contrast things means to show how they are different. Words such as however, like, unlike, and although can give you clues about comparing and contrasting. Read this paragraph. Apples and oranges are two kinds of fruit. Apples are usually red, yellow, or green in color and have thin skin. Oranges are orange in color. Like apples, oranges grow on trees. Unlike apples, oranges have thick skin. Although they are different, they both taste good and are good for you. Comparing and contrasting help authors talk about two or more things and show how they are similar or different. Authors can also talk about one thing and compare and contrast over time to see how it has changed. Authors will also sometimes organize a text by cause and effect. This shows how one event makes another event happen. A cause makes something happen. An effect is the result of the cause. So a cause is why something happens, and an effect is what happens. Mark woke up late for school. That's what happened. He woke up late. He hurried out the door and forgot his umbrella. Later that day, it rained hard. So because he woke up late, he forgot his umbrella because he was in a hurry. You hear me saying because, that tells you cause and effect. Mark got wet on his way home. The next day, Mark woke up with a cold. That's actually a lot of cause and effect events connected together. It's a chain. The first cause in the paragraph is that Mark forgets his umbrella. What is the effect? He gets wet when it rains later that day. Getting wet is also a cause. What is the effect? He wakes up the next morning with a cold. So that is cause and effect. So the three main text structures that we've learned are sequence, compare and contrast, and cause and effect. These three text structures are the main text structures found in nonfiction, and knowing them and distinguishing them can help you understand how events, ideas, or steps are connected in a text. So this week we will be looking at those text structures through a very, we'll have some articles, we'll have some Neopods, and you'll have a quiz on it on Friday. So if you need to review, you can always watch this video again to help you remember what the three types are.